In the heart of a small African village, there lived a young couple, Peter and Amaka. The village was a peaceful place, where everyone knew each other's names, and the sun always seemed to shine brightly, even on the darkest days. But for Peter and Amaka, the brightness of the sun only seemed to cast shadows on their lives. The couple had been married for 5 years and had known nothing but struggle. They were poor, not because they did not work hard, but because the land they tilled for crops was barren, and the few goats they had could not produce enough milk. Their tiny mud house, tucked away at the far end of the village, was the symbol of their misery. They had no electricity, no running water, and no money to buy the necessities of life. Every day was a battle for survival. Their neighbors, who had more wealth and abundance, often made jokes at their expense. "Peter, when will you get your house to look like ours?" one would ask, a laugh following. Amaka, who was a gentle soul, would smile and say nothing, but the weight of their words settled deep in her heart. It hurt, but she could not let it show, for Peter would always reassure her with a warm embrace. The most painful part of their struggle was their inability to have children. They dreamed of raising a family, but it seemed that every month, the hope of a baby would slip away. Amaka would look at the mothers in the village, their children running around and laughing, and her heart would ache with longing. Peter, too, wanted children, but despite the pain they both carried, they never gave up on the dream. One fateful day, after years of trying and praying, Amaka discovered she was pregnant. The joy that filled their hearts was immeasurable. For months, they waited in eager anticipation, making preparations for the new life that was about to join their family. And then, the moment arrived. Amaka gave birth to twin boys, Paul and Barnabas. The twins were beautiful, with dark eyes and soft curls, but the joy of their arrival was quickly overshadowed by the reality of their situation. Feeding 2 mouths was a challenge, and with their finances stretched thin, Peter and Amaka struggled. The twins cried at night from hunger, and the couple did all they could to comfort them. Peter would leave at dawn, walking miles into the forest to gather firewood to sell, while Amaka would try her best to cook with whatever little food they had. As days passed, the pressure mounted. One evening, after a particularly difficult day when they had nothing to eat, Amaka broke down in tears. "Peter, how will we survive? The boys are growing, and they need more than what we have." Peter, looking at his wife, gently held her in his arms. "We'll find a way, Amaka. We've always managed before, and we will continue to do so now. We are not alone in this." Quote, with renewed determination, Peter decided to go beyond what he had ever done before. He began working with the village traders, helping to carry heavy loads for a small fee. Amaka, too, started selling handmade crafts to the women in the village, a skill she had learned from her mother. Each day was an effort, but every coin they earned was a small victory, one that kept the hope alive. Slowly but surely, the couple began to make ends meet. Their tiny home, though humble, was filled with the laughter of their children. The twins, who once cried from hunger, now giggled as they played together in the small yard. But their story was far from over. The next chapter would bring even greater challenges, as Peter and Amaka's bond would be tested in ways they never imagined. Would they find the strength to continue their fight for a better life? Only time would tell.